In this video, we're converting and painting a squad of Night Raptors. Hi all, and welcome to the cabin. Today we're doing part 8 of our series where we build a Night Lord's army for the Horus Heresy. If you haven't watched the previous videos, you can catch up with the playlist on screen now. Anyway, it's time to build another unit for the army. Since I released the last video where I finished the Terror Squad with their drop pod, Games Workshop revealed an upcoming new sculpt for this model. While I think it looks good, I'm not sure about the doors being fixed in the open position. I wonder if the new one will be for 40k only or if it's meant for Horus Heresy as well. We'll see, I guess, but I'm pretty happy with owning the old version, so I can play around with the doors. Alright, let's take a look at the army list again. The largest unit left to do is the Night Raptor squad, which consists of 15 Marines. It's also probably my favorite unit in the army, swooping down with horrific shrieks to butcher the enemy with their chain blades. So it's high time to tackle these raptors today. About a week ago, the tickets for Malmö Wargaming Weekend 9 were released, and thanks to Kala, I got mine. It looked like a great tournament when I visited last year, and I can't wait for October to come. Or actually, it's good that there are still a handful of months left because I have to finish the army. I can be a bit of a hobby butterfly, moving from one project to the next but not actually finishing a playable army for any system. But having the ticket now is a great motivator to get things done. I'm also really looking forward to playing some practice games with my old friend Marcus, and hopefully learning a thing or two from him before it's time for the Wargaming weekend. Lastly, producing these videos for the channel also helps to keep the project going, and reading your comments is very encouraging. Thank you guys so much for the support. In my army list, all the Night Raptors in the unit are kitted out with Nostraman chain blades. For 10 points, I think they're a great choice. Sadly, the Night Raptors kit doesn't come with these weapons. But hang on, what even is a Nostraman chainblade? It's not the same as the two-handed chain glaives, which Games Workshop sells as an upgrade pack. The only models that are actually armed with Nostraman chain blades are the Kentekar Terminators, so let's take a look at them. Well, they basically look like chain swords, but with the powered teeth exposed on both sides of the bar. They also have different attachments at the top, like hooks and blades. Actually, these types of designs feature in a lot of the chain swords found in Chaos Space Marine kits for 40k. Luckily, I have a bunch of those, so I ended up scavenging swords from Khorne Berserkers, Raptors, Chosen, and regular Chaos Marines kits. They definitely look like nasty weapons, and I think they can represent the Nostraman chainblades in a great way. To make them fit in 30k though, I removed any Chaos iconography like pointed star arrows and Khorne symbols. On some of the weapons, I also had to remove the power armored hands holding them, since the majority of the Night Raptor sculpts are wearing gloves, and I wanted to keep that nice detail. That's the extent of the conversion work I'll be doing for these. The resin kit from Forge World is already very nice, so now it's just a matter of cleaning and assembling everything. While I'm working away at that, let's take a look at some new lore that I've written for the unit and how the Huntmaster of the squad fits into the 67th company. Cue Age of Darkness narrative voice. Ravos Taravak closely guarded his position as 67th captain. By the standards of other legions, he might be considered paranoid, but having himself schemed and murdered his way up the ranks, he did not easily trust the Night Lords under his command. He had but one true ally to rely upon, one who was completely loyal to him. Kûsh, his own older brother. On Nostramo, the orphan Taravak brothers found themselves swept up in the Gravelord's gang at a young age. Kûsh would protect Ravos from the dangers of the street, as well as the machinations within the gang. When the Legion came to reap the youths of the Gravelords, both brothers were among those chosen and managed to survive the process. They initially served in the Night Raptors under Talon Master Shu Zahal, who molded them into vicious members of the Night Raptors. While Kûsh venerated Zahal, Ravos always looked to Sevatar for leadership and guidance. The younger brother's ambitions led him away from Sahal's company, and once he rose to command, he called upon Kûsh to join him and reinforce the 67th. By this point, Kûsh had become a hunt master and was known as the Last Cry, owing to his horrifying vox shriek which froze his victims in place and would be the final awful sound they ever heard. Since then, he has served his younger brother with utter loyalty and thwarted a fair number of plots meant to overthrow Ravos. At Istvan V, Kûsh and his raptors descended upon the Raven God and tangled with their dark furies in the skies. It is said that he dueled with one of their mightiest champions for an hour, finally beheading the loyalist. Sitting perched upon an overturned tank, Kûsh dismembered the body and took to the sky with the bloodied remains for all of the sons of Korax to see. Okay, so now we have Kûsh and his Night Raptors assembled and ready to go. I decided to leave the jump packs separate to make the painting a bit easier. I painted the squad in the same way as the rest of the army, and if you're interested in which paints I used, check out the previous videos in this series, particularly part 2. Come to think of it, I should probably put together a complete painting guide in a dedicated video, especially since I've tweaked a few details since I started out. Well, keep an eye out for that in the near future. There is, however, one new aspect to paint today, since I chose a bare head for Kûsh, presenting me with an opportunity to paint some Nostraman skin. I started with a base coat of pallid witch flesh, which is even paler than the Kislev flesh used for the flayed skin and trophies. To highlight it, I used white scar, resulting in a very white skin tone. To bring that back a bit and add some definition, I applied Targor Raid Shade all over. Night Lords are known for their jet black eyes, so I painted them with Black Legion to represent that. Finally, I diluted Volupus Pink with a lot of contrast medium and glazed this in multiple coats around the metal plates and service studs to simulate some irritation in the flesh. And with that, my Night Raptors are complete. They took a bit longer to paint than I had anticipated due to all the little details they have, but I'm really happy with how they came out in the end. It's a fantastic feeling to put a full squad like this on the table, and I can't wait for them to terrify the enemy before ripping them to shreds. We're definitely getting there, and now I can tick off another unit from the army list. Stay tuned for the next part of this series to see what I'll paint next. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please consider giving the video a like and subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on future content. A special thank you to Allnold over on Patreon. And if you want to go that extra mile and get some nice perks while helping us out, all our links are in the description below. We'll see you next time. Good luck with your miniatures.